From Whitney Media, 1460 WVOX, The Greenberg Report with Greenberg Town Supervisor Paul Feiner. You can join in the conversation at 914-636-0110. Now on 1460 WVOX, here's Greenberg Town Supervisor Paul Feiner.
Good morning, Westchester. I'm Paul Feiner.
And I'm Pauline Mosley. Welcome.
And we have an interesting program today. We're going to be talking about the arts and relaxation and yoga. And we have two special guests. Who are they?
They are Samuel Faraci, the founder and owner of the Harrison Music School, and Shaitra, who does yoga and is also a musician as well.
That is great. So do you want to start by asking Sam to tell us a little bit about the Harrison School of Music?
Sure. Good morning, Sam. Thank you so much for joining us in our studio today. Can you please tell us a little bit about yourself, how you became interested in music, and how you eventually founded the Harrison School of Music?
Absolutely. Good morning, Pauline. Absolutely. I've always had a passion for music. My dad plays piano, and I grew up listening to him play every day. And when I finished my master's degree, my wife was working on completing her doctoral internship in White Plains in 2010. And if you remember back then, there was a hiring freeze everywhere. So I could have taken a job that was hiring, during the freeze, but I really wanted to bring music to others. So I started teaching, built up a great reputation in the community, and then I opened the Harrison School of Music in Harrison in January 2011.
That is a great...
Thank you so much. So back to you, Sam, because it's so interesting how these arts both promote calmness and stillness of mind. Why is music so important, and how has your school helped during the pandemic and students, because the schools were shut down and they were able to play? What have you, can you share with us your thoughts on that? Yes, Sam, thank you.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, so, studies have really suggested that music helps students learn math. It can boost self-confidence, improve social skills. It can relieve stress, teach children to focus. And the best part is fun. Every song learned is a personal achievement. Like you said, so many kids have been on devices just watching passively, especially the past 2 years. With music, the brain works harder. And many studies have shown that children who have studied music, have improved sound discrimination, improved fine motor skills, larger growth of neural activity in the brain. As I mentioned before, my wife is a psychologist, and she can't talk highly enough about the brain development that happens through learning an instrument. And the skill learned by being disciplined to practice is easily translated into many areas of life and success. And not to mention with performance opportunities, as you know, many people have a fear of public speaking. So it really helps students develop the confidence they need to give presentations and maybe in a boardroom someday.
Absolutely. So, Sam, tell us, what is the age range of students that come to your music school? What types of instruments or lessons can one learn from your school? Tell us a little bit about that.
Absolutely. So we have students of all ages. We start as young as age 4 or 5. And we have plenty of adults who come to us as well. Many of adult students think, music lessons, those are just for kids. But we actually get a lot of adults who have played previously and they're coming back to it, or they're starting up a new hobby for the very first time. And we offer all the instruments. We offer piano, guitar, voice, drums, violin, saxophone. And it's all private one-on-one lessons. It's all customized to the individual student and their individual needs.
And how many years has the school been open?
Yeah, we are celebrating our 12th year this month.
That is really good. My niece is an accompanist, a classical pianist at the Philadelphia Ballet. And my sister went to Juilliard, so I come from a family that is somewhat musical. Do you for most of these students, how much time do you recommend that they practice? And is that a problem getting students to practice?
That is a fantastic question. Every parent, when they're signing their child up, thinks, is my child going to practice? Are they going to like this? And, it really comes down to, with our one-on-one lessons, meeting the student where they are and finding what their favorite type of music is. So, Paul, let me ask you, what's your favorite type of music?
I like jazz. I play the saxophone, but my mother and father made me practice, and my parents didn't make my sister practice, and then I gave it up. But I was in the all-county band. I was a saxophonist, but I haven't played for like 20 years. So and the thing is, I was good with reading music, but I was bad with. I never was able to improvise.
Sure. Yeah, so, our whole goal is we would match you up with a teacher who teaches, your favorite type of music. And what's great about us is we're not a competitive school. We welcome beginners. We build students up from the start. And the big thing that we do that has helped with our success is just having positive experiences for our students. We want the students and parents to be happy. We do have students that go on to conservatories and, they're really into practicing. But our main goal is to be the happiest music school on earth and just get students, developing a skill that they will enjoy for a lifetime.
Do you think that, somebody, if a child really is not going to be a professional musician, are there benefits besides music to learn an instrument?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. As Pauline had asked before, what are the benefits from music lessons? There's just so many. Social skills and presentation skills from being up on stage, and the brain activity and being better at math, all of this is associated. So even if you're not great at music, just the act of sitting and playing an instrument and learning it is helping in so many other aspects that are useful later in life.
Thank you so much. And now to you, Sam, are there any events going on at the music school that are perhaps could be open to the public or prospective parent or someone who would like to take music lessons? What events do you have? And if you have a website where we could learn more about what you do, please share that with our listening audience.
Yeah, of course. So we do a lot of events at the school. We have our January recital coming up at the end of this month. That will be held at the Ossie Davis Theater in New Rochelle.
And what's
that's free.
That's free?
Yes, that is free. Open to anyone who would like to come and see our students perform. They would love everyone's support. And then we'll do another recital in June. But the big thing for us, which is kind of very unique for our school, is we offer destination recitals. We made our Carnegie Hall debut in 2019, and we followed that up with performances at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And then we played at Graceland last April, And this April, we are taking students to perform in New Orleans. So, really gives students a unique opportunity to perform in some of the most prestigious and renowned venues and musical cities. It's a bigger audience, and there's a whole culture associated with every city we go to. Like at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, students got to explore the museum and learn about the history of rock music. At Graceland, students toured Elvis's home and museum and learned about his impact on music and how the blues impacted him. They're exposed to new styles of music, local foods, and cultures outside New York City to see what our great country is made of. So we're really looking forward to New Orleans in April, which is the birthplace of jazz. And if anyone's interested in learning more about those events that we hold, or would just like more information on the school, they can visit us online at harrisonmusicschool.com.
Is it expensive to take up a musical instrument or to participate in your programs?
Yep, that's a fantastic question. We get that a lot from nervous parents. They think, how much is this going to cost? I don't have an instrument. So, to take drums, you don't have to buy a drum set to get started. You can start for $20 with a pad and sticks and get the students off the pots and pans and destroying the furniture and channel some of that positive energy. Guitars are $99. You don't have to buy a piano. You can get a keyboard. And, of course, singing is free.
And I know I know it's sort of free, but there's also a cost, to take lessons, I guess.
Yeah, we are competitive in the area. I wouldn't say we are the highest, and I wouldn't say we are the lowest.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Wonderful. So, Sam, I understand you and your wife wrote a book regarding music, trying to promote others to understand the joy of music. Can you tell us the name of the book and why you wrote this book?
Absolutely. So the book is called The Definitive Guide to Music Lessons, and it's a guide for parents. And, there's so much that we want families to understand that we just can't put into paperwork or having a conversation when they walk in the door. There are so many questions parents have, like, what if my kid isn't practicing? What if there's no one musical in our home to help? How do I know if my child is progressing? So we wanted to answer all these questions so parents have access to it in one place. And there's so many studies about the benefits of music lessons beyond learning the instrument. A lot of life skills like we mentioned earlier. And we want parents to know that they're not just giving their child an activity, but they're setting them up for skills for a lifetime. And that's a really hard conversation just to have when somebody walks in or calls on the phone. So anyone interested in the book can either come by the school to pick up a copy, or they can find it online at Amazon.com. Again, it's called The Definitive Guide to Music Lessons.
And how much is the book?
I'm sorry?
How much is the book?
I believe it's on Amazon for $9.99.
Oh. We had the Joplin Foundation at the town board meeting. We interviewed her, and, she played the violin, and she said that music actually, and, when people take up, violin or any instrument, it actually helps the students. The graduation rate in Peekskill has gone up. The students become better students because they've taken up music. Do you feel that that parents who are worried about their kids' academic potential should consider music as a way of, helping their kids, with life and also succeed in music and in academics?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And I feel music just is layered. I mean, on the surface, you're learning a song, but everything that goes into it, sitting down and preparing and organizing yourself and having the persistence to keep going through a difficult measure, or even learning that, hey, sometimes I didn't get to practice this week and it's okay. Like, I don't have to be perfect all the time, but we're still moving forward. There's so many skills. And as you said, there are so many studies that have shown that those who graduate at the top of their classes or go on to be very successful have had music lessons at some point in their life.
Right. Could you give us a contact number for your school?
Absolutely. So they can find us online at harrisonmusicschool.com, or they can call or text us at 914-698-1500.
And also, Sam, can you repeat again the event of the recital where it's open to the public so that anyone who is interested or is sitting on the fence or would like to see what your school and your teachers can produce and the interaction of the students, where is that event being held at and what time?
Absolutely. So that's our student recital coming up on Sunday, January 29th. It's in the Ossie Davis Theater, which is located inside the New Rochelle Library. And our recitals will begin, I believe, at 9:30 in the morning, and we'll be running them every hour with a different group of students all the way up until 6 p.m.
That is really great. And do you have any closing comments before we have to go off the air?
Yeah. So first and foremost, I want anyone who's listening to know that I'm a parent myself, and I empathize with parents, and I want the same for my children. So, if anyone's looking for a program for a child developed from a parent perspective that's also fun and develops a lifelong skill, again, check us out online at harrisonmusicschool.com. There's no audition to register, no experience required, and we make it easy to get started.
Thank you so much, Sam.
Thank you. So hopefully if students take music and yoga, we'll have happier and more contented and more productive future leaders.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
And a community.
In harmony, absolutely.
That's great. So thank you very much. This was a great show. I'm Paul Feiner, Greenberg Town Supervisor.
And I'm Pauline Mosley. Have a great weekend.
Thank you.